bring to the table petition, and that is the parliamentary candidate-elect or the parliamentary candidate or the aspirant for the NPP in the Orkney North. That is the Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry in charge of SMEs. She is the current, so as now she's wearing two caps.
Yeah.
She's the MP for Akuapem North. She's the MP for Akuapem North. But she will not be contesting Akuapem North. Samuel could be contesting in the next election. But she managed to secure for herself this slot, which means that in the next parliament, she may be, if she's able to beat Teresa Oni of the NDC, maybe going into parliament, not sitting, not caucusing with the Eastern region again, but this time around the Greater Accra region. And there was a lot of, a lot of talk. People dubbed it the fight of the tenant and the landlord and the landlady. And the former MP was in the mix. Ken Franchi, who's been contesting for a very long time, was in there. Ifiakoto was in there. Hussein Issa was in there. But she managed to beat all of them.
But the women actually beat the men because Ifiakoto came in second place.
Yes.
So that means that there was a message that was being sent in that constituency that they prefer a woman.
A woman, yes.
Any reason why?
Also because people in that constituency, and I engaged a number of constituents. Some of them feel that Hussein Issa gave the seat away.
Gave it away how?
So, Orkney North until Teresa Oni won it in 2020, had never been won by the NDC.
Yeah.
So you have such a seat that's virtually a safe seat, and because of your actions and inactions, the seat happens to go away. So people felt that he shouldn't have the opportunity. Even if you go on X, Twitter, you read some of the comments are like, Hussein Issa, he didn't do what he had to do to maintain the seat, so they are not giving him the opportunity again. Someone like Enkrachi has been knocking on the door forever. He got 27 votes to show for all, 27, not even up to 30 to show for all his efforts. So Doku and Doku, I think that Doku's move should be the subject of a political science research paper.
I think so too.
People need to find it. Of course, she has strong backers. Her father is very popular, financier of the New Patriotic Party, a traditional ruler in the Eastern region. So that backing, and don't forget, she took out a very formidable person in the Akuapem North, W. Obuafo, Deputy Defense Minister in the Kufuor era. So that's Orkney North, and that is so we have two of them making it onto our notable losers list. Hussein Issa and Ifiakoto, Deputy Maslock, CEO, making it onto that list. I don't know what it is with deputy CEOs of Maslock and losing primaries. The last time it was Shani Abibata Mahama. That was the other deputy. I think she's currently the main CEO. She lost in Yendi to Farouk Mahama, and then Ifiakoto is also getting it on those. And then what shocked me personally is Nilante Banaman.
Why did it shock you?
I didn't see Manaf's win coming, especially when Nilante Banaman was in the thick of affairs on the day, feeling very hopeful, ramping up support for himself, and in fact even justifying the doling out of transportation fee.
Exactly, but the president is being blamed for his loss this time around because they're saying, but they're saying that that's the reason he might have lost again.
So that the president will not say Nilante Mankani. I'm surprised because for what Nilante Banaman, he's virtually been the face of the party for the last 8 years. Always at it with Nilante Van der Poel. They say they are cousins, but they are always having a go at each other. Most of the time it's a flashpoint and all. It's endured all of that. The time the one Nilante is exiting the stage, so it would have been probably the best opportunity for him. Mana so out of nowhere, slithers through and then just,
takes over.
Yeah, for me it's a sad way for me. But of course, politics is a game of numbers. Let's see what Manaf would be able to do. Of course, Matthew Nyindam, yes. It pays to nurture your constituency. He didn't leave. We were told there were even offers of ministerial positions and the rest. He still wanted to be with his people, engage in his farming up north, still nurture his constituency. He's won back the slot again to go in again. Pemka as well. Even though he has a law firm, has his law office in Accra, he still keeps one in the Upper East region. All to be close to his constituents. And it's been good for him. He's won that slot again. Will be coming up against the lady Lydia Lamisi Akamvariba. A lot of people think that a lot of sympathy votes went for her the last time. That's how come she won, because just months to election, the candidate, that's the husband, they lost the husband through a motor accident, and the NDC smartly decided to make her the candidate, and garnering a lot of sympathy votes, she won. So this will also be another one. So it will be a rematch of what happened the last election. Let's see how it pans out for Kwenka in Okankwe North. Richard Nyama, I was surprised also by, not surprised because he lost, but surprised about the vote margin. The gap between himself and Yindam. He got 68. A paltry 68 votes for all his years in politics and for that is in the constituency.
But he was very optimistic that he was. Well, yes. All of them were optimistic. Anyway,
a little bit whispered into my ear that he could have carried also the Alan baggage.
Which is why
he was one of the spokespersons for Alan.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes, and so.
But he remained with the party.
With the party, but hey.
Why should he be punished, even though he's remained loyal to an extent?
Richard Nyama's story. Elizabeth Afolekwe, she also, Crow has always been. It's not been stable. Crow is a swing seat, yes, and a lot of people were looking for it, especially when she was fisheries minister.
Yeah.
Not just MP, fisheries minister in a fishing community. And she lost that seat by 9,000 votes. That's how much Momolate beat her by. 9,000 votes, actually. So the gap was wide. Looks like she's also lost touch with the constituents. And from what the engineer said, Engineer Odai said if she even manages to get 200.
Wait, was it 200?
No, she crossed there. But she actually crossed. I mean, if by engineer standard, she did well.
Yeah.
She got over 300 votes.
Yeah.
But the engineer said if she got, if she got even more than 200 votes,
he'd be shocked.
He'd be shocked. And of course, the shocker was there, but it wasn't enough to make her win that seat. So very, very interesting. Yeah, it's not. I must say that it's not an exhaustive list.
Yes.
These are just our picks, and I've shown you the parameters how we went about picking these ones, because these have the potential to be very interesting constituencies in the 2024 parliamentary election.
Let me bring William Evans Inkum into the conversation. He joins us via Zoom, and he's the head of the Northern Caucus. Am I right, Evans?
Politically right.
Politically right? For Media General. But have you recovered after that long run on Saturday?
Well, I mean, always on the ground. I mean, we know the task ahead, that we are in that season, the political season. Well, very stressful, but once you cycle yourself, and we've been doing this for over 15 years, so I think it's normal.
Yeah. Well, 4 seats, very important to the NPP, and these were also contested on Saturday. Let's start off with Asawase. I mean, what's the mood so far?
Well, it's much more of, expectation reached. Well, as far as the constituency, is concerned, Manaf was somebody who was tipped to have led the party into the 2020 parliamentary election, but I don't like saying mafia tactics, but for want of a better word, maybe he could not go through to contest Alidu Seidu, the former municipal chief executive for Asukore Mampong municipality. Now, Manaf has the mandate that he's been looking for all this while, and he did not just win a landslide, over 700 votes. It tells you that indeed he's very popular among the electoral college, or if you like, the delegates, and now he has the honors task to lead the party into its first victory. But whether that is feasible, well, it's just a matter of time, because we're talking about in excess of 20,000 votes between the NPP in terms of parliamentary seats and the NDC. So him and Muntaka, we're talking about in excess of 20,000 votes. Will he be able to recover that political debt? Well, maybe just a matter of time.
I see. But let's go to Ejurase Dumasi as well, which is also another seat where the NPP has only won once. I mean, they have selected their candidate.
Gifting Doma was always taped. In fact, when I didn't know she had that kind of massive support there, when I got there, somebody walked to me and said, look, Inkum, I think this woman will win. And for the first time, I've been covering political event for a very long time, and this was the first time I saw some members of the opposition party coming to the polling center to campaign for her.
Oh, wow.
So I wanted to know this kind of, rare scene. And I was told that she's a concumber. The majority of the people or inhabitants of Edra Township, I understand, are concumber. So that tribal line was actually working for her. And in fact, I was also told by one of my team members when the NDC had their primary that there were people who were saying that if Gifty Ndoma is going to lead the NPP, then Brima is going to have some issues because a drug proper, the Northerners dominates that particular community. It is only such a Dumasi that you have a lot of the people or the inhabitants there being Akan. So if she is going to get that support that I saw yesterday from her tribe men, then she's also likely to get support from Section Dumase, which is an Akan-dominated area. Of course, they give NPP a lot of votes.
Yeah.
Then Brima is going to have a lot of, difficulty. Because it is affecting the political dynamics as far as the draft constituency is concerned. But I can tell you that she had a commanding lead of over 520, precisely 522 votes against Kingsley Nana Owusu, who managed 259, and then Mohammed Amin Yakubu, who also had a paltry 57 votes. But I can tell you that the candidature of Gifty Ndoma is a major threat to Brima.
Let's go to German South quickly as well. And this is quite a major surprise for many people who, for some reason, didn't think that Ken Odamwa would be able to win the representation there. But here he is, representing the NPP.
Well, absolutely. If you had asked me a month or 2 months ago, I would have said that he was going to win because, it's a heavyweight.
Okay.
His campaign went down well, even though it is beyond the Ashanti region, but once it falls within the northern sector, it was one of those.
Well, as usual, challenges with technology. We hope that we can reconnect with William Evans Inkum to give us some more insight into this. And this is a conversation we're building up towards the main primaries for parliamentary candidates that will happen in January 2024. But Duke is here with us anyway. And before we get your top 5 takes from this, there were also issues of vote buying. And in fact, some of these aspirants or candidates openly declared that, yes, they gave money, but it was only for transportation. Ablikuma Central, for example.
Yes, and for some of them, they said it's not going anywhere. It will forever be part of our politics and the rest. But I think it needs to stop, really. And the EC is the regulator of the electoral space. The EC needs to crack the whip. The EC needs to show us what its plan is to deal with some of these things. Not just about just organizing the elections, but it's also about the sanity and the sanctity of the elections. So they need to, it's good the Office of the Special Prosecutor has latched onto it, but the Office of the Special Prosecutor, what has happened with the case he took over, he took notice of in relation, I think it was in Draben in the Ashanti region, where the DCE was giving out money.
Yeah.
He didn't win, he went back for his money and he was invited. What has happened to that? And he's also taking on a new caseload for himself. At least 6 people we know.
Yes.
These are supposed to be delegates who took the money. What about the one who gave the money? It should not be seen to be just picking and choosing and picking up the low-hanging fruits. And
so for you don't think that this is the right way to go? You should rather look for the givers.
It's commendable, but you should add the givers as well. Because these are people who have been, the pictures out there are identified videos that were played on TV and on social media. And these are people we saw are delegates who took the money. One of them saying that this is a reward season for all the sweat he's had to sweat, for the party. So it's now time for him to reward it. So took out those of, cash and watts of cash and was counting it, And those are the ones in trouble. What about the people who gave the money? And those who even endorsed the fact that, yes, they are giving the monies for TNT. Well, who gives 2,000 cedis and 1,000 cedis?
That's a lot. In some places, we're told that there was as high as 3,000 Ghana cedis being giving out as well.
So multiply that by the number of votes they got.
Well, let's just hope that the special prosecutor doesn't run to us later to tell us that he's being frustrated, even with this case and the many other cases that he may be handling. But your top 5 takes from the elections?
Number 1, it pays to nurture your constituency. If you lose the constituency and you have an interest in keeping that constituency, don't leave them in a PF after 4 years.
Okay.
Nurture the constituency. Example, Lokoboy. Example, Pemka. Example, Nyindam. 2, you need to gauge your political relevance before you throw your hat into the ring. Otherwise, you'll be disappointed. Ken Crunchy, Crower,
yes,
Fuseni Issa, a number of them. Afo Mahama, German South, German North, Siaka Stevens. These are all former MPs who didn't even make up to 100 votes or even 200 votes.
Yeah.
If you look at the electoral, others came in and just swept it just like that.
You think they didn't weigh their political powers?
If you're on the ground.
Hussein Issa said that he was very sure because he knew that the people wanted him back.
The results are there for all to see. Couldn't even garner up to 200 votes. Okay. Hussein is a nice man, very decent politician, my good friend. But, I mean,
he didn't do his homework. Let's run through the final three.
The third one will be about the political bandwagon, the parliamentary bandwagon effect, where you have all of these government appointees going in there, either for security of tenure or winning a seat, which may then propel them to become ministers. Yeah. That's also, I mean, some of them they were successful, others they were not successful. Number 4 will be Dokua.
Yeah.
The Dokua effect.
The Dokua effect. I like that.
Effect, yes, the Dokua effect. Not everybody. I mean, not everybody can pull off that. It's very. Not everybody can pull off that. She managed to pull that off. Yeah. It needs to be studied. We need to find out if she wins the seat. She'll be walking into the Hall of Fame with the likes of Boniface Abubakar Sadiq, who left Salaga, won Mandina, Ken Drasa, left Iowa Suwogun, won South Tongo. And the last one will be about the money. My suggestion is, if indeed it is for transportation. Candidates contribute into a pool. The party distributes the money for people to go back home with. That way, people can vote their conscience
instead of branded
envelopes.
Not because
somebody giving them branded envelopes. So
buffet.
Yeah. So look, the article. There's an article that's almost ready. So
we're looking forward to it.
On this one, my 5 takeaways from the weekend.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Duke, for joining us. And earlier we had William Evans Inkum. He's the head of the Northern Caucus for Media General. We'll come your way with some more. We have mentor contestants also joining us on the show today. Keep watching. This is TV3 New Day.